Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, Brothers Grimm story. As usual, I'm going to finish them. Please hit that like and share if you can. If you are not already connected to me, then please do so. If you will leave a comment, I will return the favour. This is called The Wolf and the 7 Kids. There was once an old nanny goat who had 7 kids, and she was just as fond of them as the mother of her children. One day she was going into the woods to fetch some food for them, so she called them all up to her and said, "My dear children, I'm going out into the woods. Beware of the wolf. If once he gets into the house, he will eat you up, skin and hair and all. The rascal often disguises himself, but you will know him by his rough voice and his black feet." The kids said, "Oh, we will be very careful, dear mother. You may be quite happy about us." Bleating tenderly, the old goat went off to her work. Before long, someone knocked on the door and cried, "Open the door, dear children. Your mother has come back and brought something for each of you." But when the kids knew quite well their mother's voice, they knew this was the wolf. "We won't open the door," they cried. "You are not our mother. She has a soft, gentle voice. Yours is not that. We're quite sure that you are the wolf." So he went away to a shop and bought a lump of chalk, which he ate, and it made his voice quite soft. He went back, knocked at the door again, and cried, "Open the door, dear children. Your mother has come back and brought something for each of you." But the wolf had put one of his paws on the windowsill, where the kids saw it, and cried, "We won't open the door. Our mother has not got a black foot, and you have. You're the wolf." Then the wolf ran to the baker and said, "I have bruised my foot. Please put some dough on it." And when the baker had put some dough on his foot, he ran to the miller and said, "Stew me some flour on my foot." The miller thought, "The old wolf is going to take somebody in," and refused. But the wolf said, "If you don't do it, I will eat you up." So the miller was frightened and whitened the paws. People are like that, you know. Now, the wretch went for the 3rd time to the door and knocked once again. "Open the door, children. Your mother has come home and has brought something for each of you out of the wood." The kids cried, "Show us your feet first, that we may be sure you are our mother." He put his paws on the sill, and when they saw that they were white, they believed all he said. They opened the door. Alas! It was the wolf who walked in. They were terrified and tried to hide themselves. One ran under the table. The second jumped into bed. The third into the oven. The fourth ran into the kitchen. The 5th got into the cupboard. The 6th into the washtub, and the 7th hid in a tall clock case. But the wolf found all of them but one, and made short work of them. He swallowed one after the other, except for the youngest. That one was in the clock case, whom he did not find. When he had satisfied his appetite, he took himself off and lay down in the meadow outside, where he soon fell asleep. Not long after, the old nanny goat came back from the woods. Oh, what a terrible sight met her eyes! The house door was wide open. Table, chairs, benches were overturned. The washing bowl was smashed. It was smashed to atoms. The covers and pillows tore from the bed. She searched all over the house for her children, but nowhere. There was nowhere at all they could be found. She called to them by name, one by one, but no one answered. At last, when she came to the youngest, a tiny voice cried, "I am here, dear mother. I'm hidden in the clock case here." She brought him out, and he told her that the wolf had come and devoured all the others. You may imagine how she wept over her children. At last, in her grief, she went out, and the youngest kid ran by her side. When they went into the meadow, there lay the wolf under a tree, making the branches shake with his snores. They examined him from every side, and they could plainly and obviously see movements within his distended belly. Ah, heavens, thought the goat, it is possible that my poor children, whom he ate for his supper, should still be alive. Is that possible? She went to the kid, running into the house. Go, 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 fetch scissors, needles and thread. Then she cut a hole in the monster's side, and hardly had she begun when a kid popped out its head, and as soon as the hole was big enough, all 6 jumped. They all jumped out of his belly, one after the other, all alive, and without even suffering one injury, for in his greed the monster had swallowed them all. You may imagine the mother's joy. She hugged them and skipped about like a tailor on his wedding day. At last she said, "Go and fetch some big stones, children, and we will fill up the brute's body while he's asleep." Then the 7 kids brought a lot of stones as fast as they could carry them, and stuffed the wolf until he could hold no more in that belly. The old mother quickly sewed him up, without him having noticed anything had happened, or even knowing things had moved. At last, when the wolf had had his sleep, and he was all full of sleep, he got up, and as the stones made him feel very thirsty, he wanted to go to the spring to drink. But as soon as he moved, the stones began to roll about and rattle inside him. And then he cried, "What's that rumbling and tumbling? That set my stomach grumbling. I thought 'twas kids. I thought it was kids. But no. Now, it's not the kids. It's not their flesh. It's not their bones. Now I think if I might find, it's nothing but rolling stones." That's the actual chant rhyme. When he reached the spring, Anne stooped over, obviously to drink the water, for he was so thirsty. The heavy stones dragged him down, and he was drowned miserably. When the 7 kids saw what had happened, they came running up and cried aloud The wolf is dead, the wolf is dead. And they and their mother capered and danced round and round the spring in so much joy. The end. So as you can see, there's definitely some aspects of Red Riding Hood in that, isn't there, with the wolf and stuff. But yeah, there's your story of the wolf and 7 kids. I hope you enjoyed it, and many blessings.